Hello and welcome to another video. Sorry about the voice. I still have a cold, but I haven't got time to stop. So I want to talk a little bit about something called Systems Thinking Interactive Learning Environment, which is too much of a mouthful, so I just call them STILE models. In May of 2013, we brought out the storytelling feature within Insight Maker, which allows one to define a story using the pieces of the model so that you can change the visibility so you can select pieces and make them visible or not visible, and you can it have messages display, or you can open and close folders, or you can run actions, and the actions are in fact JavaScript, which is intended to call any of the myriad of functions that are part of the application programming interface for Insight Maker. And in addition, you can also group steps together in labeled folders so that you can have groups of things which execute together. And though this is not so much a video about the storytelling function itself, because there's a video all about storytelling. This is mostly about something that has been evolving and figuring out how to put something together in what I think is a very meaningful way using the storytelling feature. Now, as part of what what we've been working on, which was previously referred to as a book called Beyond Connecting the Dots, people have in fact been encouraging me to write less and develop more models. And out of that has evolved this concept or thought for style models, which are in fact interactive models that tell stories and allow one to better understand systems thinking through the stories, though inside of Insight Maker, so that one is developing additional familiarity with the environment so they become more comfortable with it. Now this is simply a causal loop explanation of The Boy Who Cried Wolf, so that as one steps through it, there are comments across the bottom that explain what it is that's being displayed, developing three loops that describe the Aesop's fable for The Boy Who Cried Wolf. That's easy. You can also develop a sequence so that one can walk through and actually execute or run a simulation, display the model itself and explain it, change parameters, run it again, give the user the option to actually play with the model itself, run it multiple times, and actually clear the screen and let them create a model of their own using all of the components of Insight Maker. And I'm not going to finish this. It's just, though they can run this, well, I can finish it enough so that what happened? I don't know. Something happened. But this does actually work. Oh, I know. The problem is that I'm inside of video capture and it's messing up the screen capture. So that in these, not only can one interact with the model that's already created, they can look at it. You can look at the understanding of the whole story that was put together so that you can see how the story was created so that one can learn to develop their own stories using the stories that have already been developed. And if you want to leverage off of a model that already exists, you can simply clone that model and create a version of it that belongs to you. You can't hurt the one that you're interacting with because the save feature is disabled. So after I developed a bunch of these and by accident wrote down systems thinking interactive learning environment, which spelled STILE, and then I realized that STILE is in fact a something that's built to allow one to get over a fence. It turned out that it seemed rather fitting in that these style models can help one get over the hurdle of becoming more and more familiar with systems thinking and doing modeling and simulation. And this is another one that I created on work completion. It's simply I have a project, number of workers, and I want to know how long it's going to take to do that project. And this one was constructed in such a way that it explains how the model is built, puts it together, sets the parameters, runs it, talks about the fact that the model isn't as correct as it could be because it's producing erroneous results, how one can go ahead and alter the way the model is constructed, and it actually makes the results worse, and continuing to look at it and think about what are causing the problems so that you continue to interact and evolve the model until you finally figure out how to get it right. And then giving the individual an opportunity to actually interact with the model itself. Now, I've developed a few of these to this point, and they're in SysNet. And for each one of these, and if you're watching this video, of course, if you're not watching this video, then I'm just sitting here talking to myself. Oh yeah, I am, aren't I? Well, in the comments portion of the video, there's a link called context, and that link will point to this node in SysNet. And if you want to know where SysNet is, just do a search anywhere for SysNet Brain, and it'll come up on the top of the list. So all of these are the style models that are currently done at the moment, and there will be lots of them to follow because they only take forever to develop. But if you mouse over it, it will show you a small image of what the model looks like. And if you pause there for a little longer, it'll show you a larger picture. And if you then go ahead and click on it, it will take you to that particular node in SysNet, and it's taking a while to load because it's loading Insight Maker. And then click here so that you open this up, so you're now into an Insight Maker simulation model running inside of SysNet embedded, and you can step through this and run the model, read what it says about the difficulties of putting together this population model for rabbits, and then you can go ahead and alter things and run the simulation. And when you're done, you can go ahead and push this back down, and sometimes it sticks and you actually have to grab this and pull it down yourself, but you can do that. So just, all right, come on. Now I've gone way too far. Got things don't seem to work as well as they ought to inside of the screen capture software. So, but whatever. So you can, in fact, go through multiple of these style models and look at them and play with them and provide me some feedback as to whether or not this is a meaningful direction or if I'm off chasing rabbits in the weeds again. But hope this was helpful, and I'll see you again in another video soon. Bye.